Nintendo, from Yakuza Carns to Mario. The Gambler's Tool. Kyoto, Japan, 1889. Decades before television or computers were even invented, a craftsman named Fusajiro Yamauchi opened a small shop. The sign above the door read, Nintendo. The name is often translated as, Leave Luck to Heaven. Fusajiro wasn't making toys. He was making hanafuda cards, flower cards. They were beautiful, hand-painted playing cards made from mulberry bark. But who was buying them? Families? No. The main customers were the Yakuza. In the gambling dens of Kyoto, gangsters played high-stakes games using Nintendo cards. They played so frantically that the cards would get worn out in a single night, so they had to buy fresh decks every day. Nintendo became rich essentially by supplying the tools for organized crime gambling rings. For decades, this was their business. No Mario, no Pikachu, just gangsters and flower cards. The ruthless grandson. Fast forward to 1949. The company is struggling. Fusajiro's great-grandson, Hiroshi Yamauchi, takes over. Hiroshi was only 21, but he was terrifying. He was the Steve Jobs of Japan, brilliant but ruthless. The first thing he did, he fired all the old managers who questioned his authority. He fired his own family members. He wanted absolute control. He visited America and saw that the biggest playing card company in the world was tiny. He realized cards are a limited market. If Nintendo stays in cards, we die. He started throwing money at everything. He started a taxi company. It failed due to union strikes. He started selling instant rice. It failed because it tasted terrible. He even started a chain of love hotels, rooms rented for the hour for discreet encounters. Rumor has it that Hiroshi himself was his own best customer. By the 1960s, Nintendo was on the verge of bankruptcy. The love hotels were gone, the rice was gone. They had nothing left. One day, Hiroshi was inspecting his failing card factory. He noticed a maintenance man, a janitor, playing with a weird extending claw toy he had made out of scrap metal to pass the time. That janitor was Gunpei Yokoi. Instead of firing him for slacking off, Hiroshi asked, "Can you make that toy for me to sell?" Yokoi said yes. They called it the Ultra Hand. It sold 1.2 million units. It saved the company. Hiroshi realized the future wasn't rice or hotels, it was toys. He promoted the janitor to head engineer. Gunpei Yokoi would go on to invent the Game & Watch and the Game Boy. He is the unsung hero of gaming. But toys were just a stepping stone. In the late 70s, a new craze hit the world: electronic games. Hiroshi wanted in, but their first arcade game, Radar Scope, was a disaster. Thousands of unsold cabinets sat in a warehouse in America. Nintendo was facing bankruptcy again.
The Popeye problem. Desperate, Hiroshi turned to a young student artist named Shigeru Miyamoto. He told Miyamoto, "Take the unsold Radar Scope cabinets and program a new game into them. Fix this mess." Miyamoto wasn't a programmer. He was an artist. He wanted to make a game based on Popeye. He imagined a game where Popeye climbs a construction site to save olive oil from Bluto. But at the last minute, Nintendo lost the rights to Popeye. Miyamoto had to improvise. Popeye became a generic Jumpman, a carpenter. Olive oil became a princess, and Bluto became a giant angry ape. Miyamoto looked up the word for stubborn in a dictionary and found donkey. Donkey Kong was born. When the American executives saw it, they hated it. They said, "A carpenter jumping over barrels? This is stupid." But they had no choice. They released it. It became the biggest arcade hit in history. The coins flowed in like water. Nintendo had arrived. The Trojan Horse. The video game crash had a large impact on different gaming companies. Due to terrible games like E.T., the American video game industry collapsed. Revenue dropped by 97%. Stores refused to stock video games. They said gaming was a dead fad. This was the worst possible time for Nintendo to launch their home console, the Famicom NES. How do you sell a video game console to stores that hate video games? You lie. Just like Phil Knight. Nintendo redesigned the console to look like a VCR box. They called it an entertainment system, not a video game. And most brilliantly, they included a plastic robot toy called ROB, Robotic Operating Buddy. They told toy stores, "This isn't a video game console. Look, it's a toy robot. The TV is just an accessory for the robot." It was a Trojan horse. The stores bought the robot and accidentally snuck the Nintendo Entertainment System into millions of homes. Once kids started playing Super Mario Bros., they forgot about the robot. Nintendo had single-handedly resurrected the video game industry. The legacy of play. From the Yakuza dens of Kyoto to the living rooms of the world, Nintendo's philosophy has always been the same as their first name: leave luck to heaven. They take risks. They try weird things, like love hotels, cardboard VR, motion controls. Sometimes they fail, but when they win, they change the world. Hiroshi Yamauchi, the ruthless boss, ran the company for 53 years without ever playing a video game himself. He passed away in 2013, leaving behind the richest company in Japan. So the next time you pick up a Switch controller, remember, you are holding a legacy that started with a gangster's playing card. This is Para Chronicle.